Hi, I'm Peter Shurman. No big baritone announcer today, no theme song today either, just me. I'm here to give you a piece of news. The Shurman Report began in early August with gusto, a lot of it. I decided to do the show daily on 4 different video platforms, plus release the audio as a podcast immediately afterward every day. I'm proud of the work that went into it because we have fulfilled that dream. We've even generated a reasonably sized audience, considering how long the show has been around. However, the Sherman Report comes to an end today with this message. Let me take a moment to explain my decision to those of you who have stuck with me and watched or listened daily. The funding of radio and television in Canada is either by the federal government, which means you, if you listen to CBC Radio, for their television service and all other private radio and television operations like CTV, Global, Rogers, and Bell. It's private funding derived from the sale of commercial time, advertising. The same is true of podcasts, but only a few can make it. The ones that have made it big would be Joe Rogan, Megyn Kelly, Alec Baldwin, for example. Big time names in a big time country. If you're Peter Shurman, and there are literally hundreds of thousands of shows like the Shurman Report, you need to invest your own money for at least 3 years, as I'm told, before you can even hope for any financial return, and there are no guarantees. But it's much more than financial return that I seek, because I knew about what the stakes were when I developed the show in the first place, between late spring and summer earlier this year. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. To create the Shurman Report was pretty much an all-day business in which I found the guests, I wrote the talking points, I operated the equipment, I posted the show online, I appeared on camera. In other words, this was a one-man band, really a one-man band. I figured it all out, how to work the controls and all the rest of it, and I made it happen. But I have had to conclude that a full-time job for zero pay in your mid-70s just doesn't work too well. At least not for me. I did it because I need to feel relevant, and I have a hard time not working. I like to work. I don't like the idea of retirement, but I'm getting a little more used to it. People don't get old anymore. They just get a little older. I am pretty certain that I am as sharp and witty and good at broadcasting as I always was, but I don't have the time or the energy to be a one-man band. I used to work for a program director in radio who thought if he blew everything that was age related out of the radio station he managed, he'd be able to attract younger listeners. He was dead wrong. And looking at radio or television ratings these days, as I do because I'm still interested, he was wrong about much more than just the one station. The conventional broadcasting industry is 20th century technology, and it's a 20th century consumable too, which explains why pretty well nobody under 45 or 50 bothers much with radio and has a flat screen TV but only buys the streaming component and doesn't watch commercial television. They just don't watch regular TV anymore. I set out to appeal to older people, knowing that, and I did so. But as I've mentioned, I am an older person myself, so while I can relate, I can't do this alone, and I can't do it on an underfunded basis. If there are further opportunities that I can manage, you'll find me on the air or the web somewhere. But it can't be what I've been doing. I have adult kids, but I also have a 3-year-old grandson, and I want to see him more. I hit some golf balls this summer after 2 years' absence from the game due to joint surgeries. My ability to hit them straight and long was still there, as much as it ever was. It never was a great game, but at least it was a game. But I had to turn down requests to actually play a game because it takes 4 or 5 hours. Too much time and not enough left for the Shurman Report. I won't say goodbye. I don't believe in that. I'll say farewell, and I will hope to reappear somewhere sometime soon. Take care of yourself, as I am doing. That's the most important thing next to family. And thank you for your support. Good night.